Chances are, if you're watching this video, you've watched plenty of other videos on this topic and you still are lost. You still cannot keep your hands off your pork whistle. I get you, bro. I was stuck like you as well. I wish the concepts in this video popped up on my feed when I was struggling. So in this video, I'll be revealing everything you need to hit 300, 400, 500, 1,000 days on No-Fap. And by the end, you'll have everything you need to quit this dirty habit for good. Let's get into it. Now, this might be the video that changes your life forever. Not just No-Fap, in terms of all your endeavors, it will change everything. And your future self will look back and be like, thank you, younger me. Thank you, younger Jeffrey, Adonis, Tommy, Jack, for watching this video. Because I look back at myself and say the same damn thing. So I'd say do not skip this video. So quick story, I was a horny 16-year-old like every 16-year-old male on this planet. And I came across X-rated videos and I was genuinely like, okay, I gotta stop this. I found out about No-Fap. I knew the benefits. I knew the better life you could live. And so I wanted to do it. And I used all the tactics in the book. Cold showers, waking up early, journaling, this, meditation, that, this, all this shit. None of it works until you have what I'm going to tell you in this video. Until you develop the tactics I'm about to tell you in this video, all those things are useless. After using these very tactics, my life changed forever. I say that with 100% sincerity. Like I guarantee you it will happen to you as well. But No-Fap literally became nothing. It is non-existent. PMO does not exist for me anymore. It's like a concept that doesn't even come into my brain. So I 100% recommend that you full screen this fucking video, turn off the comments, turn off the tabs, turn off all that shit, full screen the video, get a pen and paper because we're about to get fucking serious and change your fucking life. Now, before we get into the tactics, let's just talk about PMO for a second. If you're addicted to PMO, what's gonna happen? Tell me, what is gonna happen? Well, for starters, you're gonna get depressed because if you're not already depressed, falling down the rabbit hole of PMO will eventually make you depressed. And that means you will not attract a high quality woman, high quality friends into your life, which will make you even more depressed. And even if you do have a girlfriend, she's gonna start to dislike you. And what's gonna happen after all this negativity feeds into your life? What kind of habits are you gonna indulge in? You're gonna go back to PMO as a form of escapism. And your mental health will get worse and worse and worse. You still with me? It's just a cycle, it's just a downward cycle. Then, what's gonna happen is that PMO, beating your meat, porn, it's gonna become the highlight of your day, the highlight of your life. You wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, I can't wait to watch this fucking video. It's gonna be on your mind 24/7. The only thing you can think about is when you're gonna go home, beat your meat. When you're gonna wake up the next day, beat your meat. When you're gonna finish work and beat your meat in the fucking toilets in your workplace or school. That's how you're gonna start thinking. And let's say somehow you find out about No-Fap. Let's say somehow somebody tells you about No-Fap, you watch one video, whatever. You get onto No-Fap. What's gonna happen then? What do you think is gonna happen? It'll have the same fucking effect. You know why? It'll become a part of your identity. Oh, I shouldn't fap, No-Fap, No-Fap. I should count how many days I'm on. You constantly overthink about No-Fap. It'll become a part of your identity. And Ice Cold JT taught me this, where attention goes, energy flows. So when you constantly think about No-Fap, don't watch X-rated videos, don't touch your meat, what are you gonna do? Touch your fucking meat. And that's gonna make you feel even more miserable. I know this happened to you, don't lie. And the reason why all this happens is because even though you tried to implement a new habit, a good habit, you haven't addressed the key point. That is who you are and what you believe in. What habits do you think are good for you? What do you actually believe deep down? A lot of you guys who eventually find out about No-Fap or try to get on this habit, you guys care too much about the day count. You guys track your days, like you genuinely are obsessed with this. It is very, very counterproductive. Trust me, bro, it is counterproductive. I see you guys posting it everywhere. Oh, I just hit 4 days of No-Fap. Pray for me so I can hit 7 or 8 days. Please help me. All this shit. Bro, stop caring about what day you're on No-Fap. It does not matter. Think about it. If you are on 400 days, right? Are you gonna care like, oh, I just hit 401 days, 402 days? Do you think a person on 400 days tracks that? Think about it. 400 days in, and he's counting 401 days, 402 days, 403 days. Bro, when I hit 100 days, I stopped caring. Right? I remember I set a timer on my phone telling me, oh, you're gonna hit 150 days in 2 days. I didn't give a fuck. I ended up deleting the calendar because I didn't give a shit. And after that, I hit 200 days, 300 days, 400 days. It did not matter. And you know why people can do this? It's because these people are not on No-Fap. They're not on something. They're not addicted to PMO. They're not addicted to No-Fap. They're not on No-Fap. They're not on anything. They just don't watch porn. They don't beat their meat. They just don't indulge in PMO. And that comes down to the identity. Once you change that, everything changes. And before I get into the next section of this video, I want you to take a pen and paper out and just write down these 4 points. These 4 points on a pen and paper, on your notes app, whatever. But please write these down. I'm gonna pause it right now so you can take a moment, quickly grab a pen and paper, and let's get to it. So first thing you need to do is make yourself believe that you are already free from this addiction. It does not exist. You don't know. You don't know what PMO is. Trick yourself into believing you're already on 400 days. You've already won. You've already defeated it, and you do not think of No-Fap as a separate endeavor. You won. You don't care. Now, the second thing is discipline, okay? Even after reaching 300, 400 days, urges will still come because, as we all know, the internet is flooded with all these pictures, with all these images, enticing stuff. Urges will come. But every day you'll be tested. But you need to maintain that discipline. Simply put, just tell yourself, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it today. Just every day, tell yourself that I'm not going to do it today. What's going to happen over time? You're just never going to do it. If you zoom out, you're never going to do it. Calm yourself down. Get yourself out of that room. Go in nature. Go talk to somebody. But just have that discipline to know that you're getting urges. Something's pulling you in the wrong direction. And have the ability, the strength to get yourself out of it. Imagine you meet a dude who's never watched PMO. What kind of energy do you think he has? He'll be different, right? And if you can't sense that, let me tell you who can sense it. Girls, okay? Now, I see on the internet, dudes talking about, oh, women can smell the retention on you, women can smell the semen on you. It all sounds cringy, it all sounds like a bunch of shit. It's true. It's fucking true. I don't want to talk about it too much, but it is so fucking true. When you start retaining, like a few days in, bro, it happens. It happens. Women start to show you attention. You know, they will look at you. Women can sense all this stuff. Okay, women are very, very, very good at this. It's how they're biologically made. Something triggers them. When it comes to attracting men, they can sense when a man is, I don't know. Women will be able to spell it on you. They can also smell when you do beat your meat, when you do jerk off, when you do indulge in PMO. Do you know why? Because why do you beat your meat? Because you can't get pussy. Why can't you get pussy? Because you beat your meat. Think about that for a second. The reason why you beat your meat is because you can't get women. And because you beat your meat, you can't get women. They can sense this stuff. They can sense when a guy he's done this dirty ass habit. It's all in his body language, his actions. Why do you think dudes talk about or have this body language around women, have to say this, say that? Because women can sense it like that. I can promise you that. And the fact that when girls can smell that you are addicted to this shit, it makes you repulsive. You literally look like a goblin with like fat blubber hanging off his body. Do you know another reason why I know this? Because when I got onto No-Fap, when I got into 3 months in high school, the way people around me started treating me changed entirely. Now this is not a joke. People can sense it. People can sense it, especially women, Now the fourth thing I want you to know is just live life, man. You don't have to track your days. You don't have to tell the world. You don't have to think about it too much. Just live your life. The world is more than just the instant pleasure you get from jerking off. The world is a beautiful ass place. Just live your life. Do what you want to do. Build whatever you want to do. If you want to build businesses, if you want to write, if you want to do whatever you want, go and do that. I want you to do that, bro. It'll make everything fall into place. Every day a man must build. Whether that's businesses, your body, your relationships, your career, strength, physical strength, paint, artwork, whatever it may be. Every day, if he does not build this, he will succumb to the instant gratification of alcohol, drugs, masturbation, PMO. And the reason why so many men go through so many months and years of their life without building anything is because they're waiting for them to feel like they want to build it. They're waiting to feel the urge to build it. When that masculine essence, they're blowing away into fucking tissue paper, onto the wall, out the window. Then they ask themselves why they can't feel motivated to do XYZ. Now over here I have a quote from Alex Hormozi, the genius businessman himself, and it goes as follows. You don't become confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork your self-doubt. So if you doubt yourself, if you doubt whatever it is, if something as simple as No-Fap to a business endeavor, whatever it may be, you can outwork it. The man himself said it. It's not even my words. Alex Hormozi said it. When you play video games for a few months or a few years, you start identifying yourself as a gamer. Let's say you start smoking for a few days, then a few weeks, then a few months. Then of course you're going to identify yourself as a fucking smoker. But you can turn this around and use it to your advantage. Let's say you go to the gym for a few days, a few weeks, a few months straight. How are you going to identify yourself? As a fit, healthy, athletic person. Or if you started a small business and you put in a few days, a few weeks, a few months of work into that business, what are you going to identify yourself as? A successful entrepreneur. See what I'm saying? Basically, what I'm saying is that what you do, when you do it for long enough, it becomes your identity. You do positive things, you become a positive person. You do negative things, PMO, alcohol, drugs, lustful mind, whatever, you become a negative person and you attract negativity in your life. It's that simple. Every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. For the last bit of this video, I want to ask you a question. Why do you do what you do? Why do you do this? Why do you choose to watch X-rated videos and beat your meat and indulge in PMO? I can tell you, I did it because it was seen as a normal thing to do. At 15, 16 years old, you and your friends can joke about it and it's a normal thing. It's a normal habit that you do at that age. But as time went on, a couple years down the line, it became a sort of dependency. And the reason behind doing so was because you were lonely. I'm going to tell you why that is not true. You do not need a relationship to fulfill yourself, as a lot of people might say, right? I've been through enough relationships to say so, and so can a lot of other men. You do not need another person to fulfill you. What you're actually lacking is a relationship with yourself. And I'm not talking about pleasuring yourself. I'm talking about connecting with what makes you you. Because for so many years, instead of you actually connecting with who you are, you've had a barrier in the middle. And that barrier was PMO. You got that fulfillment, that instant gratification of actually achieving something in your life by quickly watching these videos and doing the little task. So you never actually got to figure out who you are and actually understand yourself as a person and develop that connection. So at any moment when you did feel lonely or threatened, where did you go? This is exactly what I did by accident, but upon hopping onto retention and No-Fap, I actually connected with myself more than anything. Of course, I connected with people around me as well. But in order to do that, I first connected with me. I could finally go out into nature and just be without thinking about anything, and my creativity finally started shining through. I started experimenting with new things in life. I started to change the way I looked, to improve the way I looked, to start new endeavors such as working out, reading books. And now this is creativity that's flooding out of me, making videos. Creativity is very personal to people. Every single person has their own amount and their own type of creativity. And that only comes out when you actually figure out who you are as a person. And this sounds kind of woo-woo. It's true. It is really true. So I want you to ask yourself, why do you actually beat your meat? What is it that compels you to do it, other than the physical pleasure? Because let's face it, humans can live without physical pleasure. It's not that hard. Like, again, I've done it, other people have done it, going months at length without having sex or doing any of that. So why can't you go without touching your dick? Genuinely think about it. Ask yourself. After you look deep enough, for me, I came up with a very gray answer. I didn't know why I was doing it, because frankly, there is no need to do it. Doing this act will never lead you to a fulfilling outcome. It's only instant gratification, just that instant. It doesn't take you anywhere. And this point may sound familiar to other points I've made, but you never have reason to do it. People can go 3 days, a week, 10 days, 15 days without relapsing. But if they don't realize this, they will always end up snapping back. And that is the worst thing, because you develop that confidence in that period, boom, it gets destroyed. You don't end a bad habit by stopping it. You end a bad habit by swapping it. All right, now I'm going to give you the solutions to this problem. And there's not a video where you can just watch and just forget about it, because I need you to follow the things I'm about to say, because these things, they worked for me and I'm not that different, bro. And I can guarantee it will work for you. So bust out that same piece of paper where you wrote those 4 points on, and on the back or something, I want you to write down at the top, why? Why do you do what you do? Write down whatever comes to your mind. Why do you think you are compelled to beat your meat? Why do you think you choose to beat your meat even though you know it's not good for you? Write those points down. And you might write things like, oh, because it's fun, because you feel lonely, because you don't have a girlfriend, because whatever, it goes on and on and on. And when you do that, find a healthy alternative. For example, you beat your meat because you feel lonely and you don't have a girlfriend. So what do? We make moves so that you can fulfill that goal. I said relationships don't fill it, but it's much better than beating your meat on your own. It's much better than sacrificing your mental health. And I want you to switch this bad habit with a good habit. So for example, you want to get a girlfriend. Fine. What do? You start becoming more attractive. And I recently uploaded a video on how you can build an aesthetic body at home, no equipment. If you're 15, 14, 16, whatever age, if you have a floor, you can do it. So check that video out and start building muscle. I promise you, these are the kinds of habits that will help you detach from a really bad habit. And working out was one of the first things I did upon getting on No-Fap. And as time goes on, I want you to embrace this gradual change. And like I said, it will be gradual. You might relapse, you might go back to it. But the thing is, don't be an idiot. If you've consistently done this bad habit for a few months, a few years, then of course it will be more difficult to detach from it. But it is most definitely possible. It can happen much quicker than you think. But setbacks are part of the healing procedure. So I want you to start surrounding yourself with an environment that condones a good habit. So I recommend you subscribe to this channel, other channels, so that you can constantly flood your mind with people that do positive habits. And I do the exact same thing. I put myself in the correct environment in which these habits are easier to embrace. So bro, put your feelings aside and start building yourself up. And it's not that your goals will lift you up, it's that it's your identity. Your identity will pull you up. So set a very, very high standard for yourself, a very, very high identity, and start moving up towards that. That's literally what I did, and you can do the same thing. I know you can do it. So bro, it's all up to you now. It's time for me to leave, and you can either sit there and watch the video and let the message leak out of your ears, or you can take action. Take baby steps, but start doing these things. Go back and watch the video again. And the fact that you've written these things down, you can look at it every day. So it all boils down to you. If you like this video, if you like the message, if you liked any of it, please subscribe to this channel. I will be posting more content like this so it can help you, support you. You can join this community and build a positive environment for yourself where you can do better habits. Oh yeah, feel free to DM me if you like if whatever you want to say. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. I will definitely reply. It is very much possible. I've done it myself. Other people have done it. People I look up to have done it. It's great. It is beautiful. I wish you all the good fortune, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.